What is going on, guys? We're going to reset this one. This is take two because unfortunately we had got started right when all the press conferences got going. They're still going. So we just decided we got to get this thing rolling. I'm going to keep going. Hopefully more people hop in here once the press conference is over. We did get to hear from McDaniel, Kittle. It was good to hear from Kittle. My takeaway from what he had to say was essentially less about what he had to say and more so about his body language and his energy. Kittle's a high energy guy. He's always been a high energy guy. So when he's not high energy, it's actually really, really to see. So with him, he still tried to have energy, and not saying he wasn't, but you could tell. I think he's been seeing everything that everyone's been saying in regards to the online conversations, talking about his injuries, the nicknames that have now surfaced for him, fans talking about having him and get traded, the disrespect across the league, the disrespect across the fan base. I think Kittle's got something to prove. So angry Kittle might be the next best thing. I'm excited for it. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see angry Kittle, especially in the run game. I want to see him hurt some people. I thought one of the most interesting things that he said was in regards to the injuries. He was asked point blank, is your style of play, does that translate to you being injured more? Because we do know George Kittle is a baller. He's tough as nails, and he goes 100% every single play. So, and he basically said, nah. He said both the plays that I got hurt on, one, I think he said he either got kneed in the head or the calf. I couldn't remember which the exact extremity was that he got kneed in. And then the second one, he didn't go into detail about why he got hurt. But two of the injuries that he referenced, one was the broken foot last year. We know why he broke his foot last year. It wasn't his fault. And this year, he had a lower body injury. Didn't go into detail on the lower body injury, but we do remember that throw in the Seattle game that got him rolled up on. So basically, George is like, I'm not the reason I'm getting hurt, is basically what he said to everyone. So, yeah, it was weird. It was an interesting vibe, but it is what it is. George Kittle is back. I think he's gonna play, and I think he's hungry. I think he's real hungry. So I'm excited to see that. So let's get into the meat. Um, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the numbers today. I don't know why there's only 10 people in here. Normally we get going pretty good, pretty early. But whatever. It's apparently an off day to do lives. It is what it is. If you're in here, we're still gonna vibe out and we're still gonna watch the tape. So let me get everything all queued up here and let's get into it. I'm probably going to not start with the same play that I started with on the first go around. It is what it is. We'll just move on to the next, and then we'll go from there. So let me get this thing up, screen shared, and we'll break down the. It was fun to watch, guys. There's a lot of good stuff. I put out a little film thread on Trent Williams, just specifically Trent Williams, his technique, the things that he's been executing. Trent Williams is playing at another level. It's on mini a little bit. Bunch of guys have been retweeting it, but the thread really showcased all the different types of moves that Trent Williams is doing that no one else is doing. And that was part of the thread. People like the O-line experts on Twitter, those guys were chiming in. They were saying this is just Trent. Like it's basically, so what they were saying was Trent has developed a technique that no one else uses. And that's exactly what we were picking up on tape, is that this double pass set, if you watched our earlier Trent Williams film breakdown I did, we talked about that at length. Um, these experts are saying that's just Trent. They don't need they one of the guys, Duke, um, who trains a lot of these offensive linemen pre-draft. He's like, don't even teach this to high school kids. He's don't even think about it. Don't even think about it because it's that nuanced. It's that next level of technique from Trent Williams. So Trent Williams is a savage. We'll come across a bunch of Trent Williams plays throughout this film session because he's all over the place. Again, this was his first game after missing the Colts game, but he was able to come back and his presence was able to be felt pretty masterfully. I wanted to show this play of, I think it's just a great example of what a perfect pocket could look like and how you build a pocket around a quarterback if you are tackles, your bookend tackle. Let me make sure that I got everything queued up properly. I want to get to where did it go? I just lost it. I thought I had it right here. Bear with me one sec. All right. Maybe we'll pivot because I thought I had it right here. All right. I swear I just had it. Anyways, I'll start with a different Trent Williams play. This Trent Williams play we broke down yesterday. It was a play that we've looked at multiple times. And when I was talking about earlier about the thread that I did the thread on what I'm calling the double pass set. And what you have is the double pass set. This is like a standard pass. You can see the kick step, the way he's moving his feet. Look at Mike. It's pretty similar. So this is standard right here. What is abnormal about what Trent Williams is doing here is the way he drops the gate. And the way we're calling a double pass set for that reason is because it's like a double kick step. He's bringing in another kick step into his drop that this isn't taught. And that's what we confirmed by the experts. This is not taught. And you can see what it does to defenders as a result. You also have, again, the savageness of Trent Williams. Watch him grab the shoulder. So Trent is keying on this defender like a defender keys on an offensive lineman. Defenders typically are keying on hands. And so when you shoot hands, that's when a defender will typically start to initiate their move. But what I really think Trent does is he shows hands in a form to get these guys to initiate. And then you can see what happens as a result. He just grabs the shoulder and pulls it down with the combination of the dual pass set in the result of them working in tandem. These two techniques that no one teaches. I guarantee you, no one teaches this. This is something that he's developed solely on his own based on his very unique skill set. And so you can see right here, just the combination of being able to manipulate him by pulling him down and then dropping out changes the point of contact for what he thinks it should be. And as a result, he almost falls directly on his face. Trent actually kind of keeps him up here. Like if Trent really just, really swung it open, he probably could have threw 94 directly on his face. Instead, he crumples him like a rag doll. So like I said, I did a thread on this on Twitter. This is all over this tape. All kinds of small nuance of how dominant Trent Williams is. It's unbelievable. This guy's next level. He's absolutely next level. I wanted to show this block. This is a really good block by Charlie Warner. This is something that we've talked about on other film breakdowns when we talk about pulling blockers, right? We talk about rolling versus kick out. These are some of the things that we talk about. And so actually one of the hardest things to do for a pulling lineman is to actually roll a block sometimes because it gets real crazy. Like in regards to you have to read and react very quickly. And I want to talk about this. So typically this is the rule of a puller, especially if there are two people pulling and you're the first puller. Your goal is to either kick out meaning block out this way, or roll the block. As you can see, the roll. The reason why he rolls is because the defender comes flat down the line of scrimmage. If the defender comes flat down the line of scrimmage and reads this action, this is exactly how you want to block it up. And so, for example, if he didn't try to roll this block like this, bring his hips around, you see how the running back is like basically keyed on where his hip movement is. If Charlie doesn't do that and he tries to go heads and push him out, it is probably not as successful as this is here. It becomes kind of like a big collision. Mitchell probably tries to go inside because that's how you read the block. You read if he's kicking out, you cut inside. If he's rolling, you cut outside. So that's exactly what Mitchell does. So if Warner wasn't to use the correct technique here, like I said, by just trying to blow him out, this play is probably busted. They don't get this close to the goal line. So again, this is a tight end, second year player. His second, or this is his first career start. I think this was the most snaps he's ever gotten in a game, at least from my understanding. But you can see how he creates the wall here. Obviously, Trent Williams crashes down, gets Roquan Smith out of the way. Typically, if Brunskill is able to kind of work around this a little bit more, but you can see they're super tight on each other. Like they almost ran into each other. You probably would want Warner to be about a step further than the snap, but it is what it is. And still, good play, good read by Elijah, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So let's see. What other plays do we want to look at here? Apparently, we got a nice intimate film session group today. It's 20 of us holding it down strong. We're deep in here today. Let's go. I like this play by Mohamed Sanu. Mohamed had two of these, I think, where he just rocked the defensive end with a great block. So I want to give him some credit. So here you have Sanu lined up real tight to the line of scrimmage. And then you also have 94 who's kind of head up on him. But 94, you can see his eyes. He's not worried about Sanu at all. Remember what happened with Bosa. Remember what happened against Green Bay with the chips. Well, here's Sanu's version of it. He does a really nice job. Just really rocks Quinn really nicely. Gives him a good pop, and Quinn goes down. Trent really doesn't have to do much at all. Trent actually, I think, was anticipating him to come a little bit more head on, and Sanu just rocked him. So love this block by Sanu. Like I said, Sanu did this to him twice. So it's really good to see Sanu just popped him right in the mouth. Pop. Love it. Good stuff by Sanu. Here's the other one where they did it again. Sanu got him again. And this was only a couple plays later. I think it might have even been on the same drive. It's the same setup, same situation. Popped him again. Sent him to the ground. So good work by Sanu. Again, a big theme of this game was a lot of wide receivers. I think Brandon Aiyuk has gotten a lot of credit for some of the blocking effort. But again, here's another example of Sanu. The other reason why I like this play is just good blocking up front, nice and clean pocket. And this was the play that allowed Jimmy Garoppolo to throw one of the best balls he's thrown, maybe of his career, maybe that I've seen. Again, he drops it right in the bucket, throws it into a spot where Debo can still run under it. Is great ball. Absolutely great ball. It was fantastic. I loved it. Beautiful. Let's go, Jimmy. Remember, you guys had to walk me off the ledge on that live stream. But Jimmy came back, he answered, and he answered with plays like this. And again, you have to give credit to the offensive line for giving him time to make this throw. Let's watch McGlinchey, see what we get from Mike. Again, we hear right side, big liability, right? Big liability from the right side. I didn't see that this game. Did not see that at all this game. This is textbook technique from Mike right here. Wide base all the way throughout. Great kick step. Hands, timing. Love it. Great job by Mike. And then you got Brunskill handle Akeem Hicks. No problem. Got a little help right here. You got these two manned up. Works great. Absolutely great. Sanu has definitely some strong hands. Sanu has definitely showed some strong hands. He had a couple good plays. 100%. I can even pull one up, I think, right here. I think this is a slant to Sanu. We'll stay on the Sanu hype train. Let's see what we got here. So this one, I know why I put this one here. You guys want to know my notes on this one? You want to know my notes on this one? So my notes on this one say Jimmy makes an easy play hard with late timing on Sanu slant clean pocket. So in my opinion, if I'm in that coaching room and for whatever reason I somehow transform into the quarterback coach and I'm talking to Jimmy and we're talking about timing and all that kind of stuff, this to me, I don't understand. To me, this is where I'm like having a talk with Jimmy of like, what do you see and feel in these situations? Like what? And let me explain further. You guys can watch it and we'll keep talking about it. Watch him pause. Watch him pause in the pocket. So he hits his hitch, he just freezes. And so that's what I'm talking to him about. I'm like, Jimmy, why are we freezing here? This is the read that you want to go to. You want to go to Sanu. Again, you're only looking off these guys because that's part of the process. You're coming back to Sanu. Sanu's your primary. You know it's open. I mean, look at where 44 is. 44 is bailing out. Like, you have this open field available. And I feel like the ball should be out here. The ball should be on Sanu already. So and again, there's no obstruction. It's a clean pocket. Even the angle is beautiful. His eyes are locked on. The hitch, the timing, but the stutter. I'm asking Jimmy, why are we stuttering here? Because it forces the ball to come out late, and then it creates. I mean, you have to understand. Sanu sees this guy out of the corner of his eye. So, like I said, these are small things, small nuance, timing. Timing, I think, makes this play work. And again, Jimmy Garoppolo being the veteran that he is, these are the things that, maybe we would see out of I would think to see out of a rookie or something like that. But I imagine, you want to bang this thing on him. You want to bang that ball on him tight because what you don't want to throw him into a hit. So I don't know. It's like I said, it's really small, it's really picky, but these they're pros and these are the things that need to get fixed. And the twinkle toes thing, I'm not sure why he was so hesitant to let it rip. And then when he lets it rip, he puts it on him, but unfortunately, he puts it on him right with another guy on him. You hit it and you get the ball on him right there. Like the ball should be coming right there, not over here. It should be on him about right here. At least in my opinion. I appreciate you, Joshua. Have a good work call, my guy. My guy's gonna help me out. He's got a work call, but it's gonna keep the stream on in the background. Appreciate the Sourdough Squad. But yeah, it's small things. Small things. Love to see that get tightened up. But again, look at the pocket up front. Nice and easy. Nice little chip from Debo. These guys are working. So love it. Absolutely loved it. Let's see. 10:46. We've got, my notes say beautifully blocked up by everyone. Let's see. Let's see if I was right or if I was wrong. It says beautifully blocked up by everyone. Jimmy roll out to Brandon. Great play. All right, let's take a look at what we got. Let's take a look at what we got. Oh, yeah. Beautiful pocket. And a beautiful throw from Jimmy. Beautiful throw from Jimmy. Like, we don't see Jimmy on the move throwing too much. We don't. But this is a great throw. And he kind of came to Aiyuk late. I like it. Like, that's a confident ass throw. We've seen him do these throws before. He had one in the Green Bay game. He tried to hit Debo in the end zone. Same style. Didn't throw it with this type of confidence, though, and it kind of sailed on him a little bit and put it to the point where Debo was just had Debo at a dive, essentially. But that's perfect. That's on the money. And you can see the way he plants, the plant, the throw, the timing, the little hop. That's pretty. That's nice. We like that, Jim. We like that, Jim. But again, good blocking up front by the guys. 4-on-5. No chips, no help. And clean pocket. I like it. I like it. Everyone does their job. McGlinchey setting up for outside. He goes inside. He's right there to be there. And again, he stays. Goodbye, McGlinchey, to stay, because then that forces 99 to go wide, which if McGlinchey isn't in this position, 99 could actually cut off this angle and make that a little bit more difficult of a throw. I like this play. Good stuff by everyone. And also, lovely to see Brandon Aiyuk in the party. Welcome, Brandon. Beautiful. So this was a good throw by Jimmy. Perfect throw by Jimmy. Couldn't ask for any better. And again, too, you look at the initial reads, at least over the middle. I don't know what he was going to on the outside, but that's covered. You got two wide receivers in the same space. Great awareness by Brandon Aiyuk to stick his foot in the ground, to realize that Jimmy was bailing out the pocket and to get horizontal. And great job. Like that. That's the type of ad-libbing we like to see. Let's see. Sanu had a nice catch on a little scramble drill right here. So pretty sure it's blocked up pretty good. Yeah, it's only 3. And you get a chip from JaMycal Hasty here. JaMycal just mugs the crap out of Quinn. Look at all the time in the world. I mean, you only bring 3. But yeah, this is how you set up a wall right here, man. Like, this offensive line deserves much more respect than they get, especially after the performance this week. Now, I get it. They're rushing 3. I've seen defenses get home with rushing 3. And they did a really, really good job here, just mirroring these guys, making sure they stayed in front of them. And Sanu just is able to go up and snag a dart. So really like it. Again, Jimmy having to make a decision, plant his feet. I don't mind it at all. What's good, Sean? The other angle too, you could tell that he actually could have hit Aiyuk for maybe a bigger gain. Like, let's say right here. No, where was it? So again, I don't know what the progression is here. You have Charlie Warner wide open in the flat. That could have been an option. But then again, it's 3rd and 20. So I like what we've seen from the offense too. What we've seen from the offense sometimes is them to just kind of take, a quick just like a bubble screen, a draw play, it's 3rd and 20. Like, oh, no shot, right? No shot. But I love this, and I love them working down the field. I love Mohamed Sanu working to the sticks. And again, that gets them in field goal position. That gets them points on the board. Offensive line blocking, they played obviously deep coverage. I didn't know. I kind of thought like Aiyuk was kind of opening up into like this little hole here. So I didn't really know the relation between these two and where they were going, because it looks like right here, Sanu is recognizing that he's pretty damn covered up here, and he's kind of fades out. So if, like, let's say, for example, Sanu was able to just keep bringing this across, does this guy sit on that route? Does it clear 44 out? And as a result, does that break Aiyuk open into this massive hole, to then where if Sanu keeps running across, Aiyuk pops here. Again, they end up in the kind of the same spot, but if Sanu isn't there, like Jimmy to Aiyuk, like you have a lot of room to work with. So love it. I still love the still love the play. Great catch by Mohamed Sanu to go up and snag that thing. But something to be I was interested of. Again, I was on the YouTube 49ers YouTube when they were doing the press conferences. This is a play where I'm like, I want to sit with Mike McDaniel and be like, Mike McDaniel, what are you thinking here? What do you think of this? Like, what are your thoughts here? What if Sanu kept running? What if Brandon pops open into this massive hole and Jimmy just delivers a dart right here? I don't. But again, ultimately, it was a good play that got some good yardage. So at the end of the day, that's all we want. That's all we want. We just want yards. We want good plays. That's it. Let's see. Oh, let's watch a JaMycal Hasty route. Let's watch a JaMycal Hasty route. JaMycal Hasty's he's good in a phone booth, man. Like in 0 to limited room, JaMycal Hasty knows how to get loose. Here's the route from JaMycal Hasty. Roquan Smith, man. Roquan Smith is a good linebacker. Like, he's really good. He's very athletic. He has great instincts. He showed me a lot on film on this game. I knew who he was coming out of college. Scouted him well, liked him a lot. But JaMycal Hasty, the nice little subtlety of the route running. Again, you love to see it. We'll get a better angle from over here with JaMycal Hasty and how he kind of sells a little inside. See that little inside move? That little inside move is enough to get the hips. Watch the hips. See that little, it's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. This is what you're trying to do as a route runner, as someone who's trying to create separation. You're trying to manipulate their hips. You're trying to get their hips going one way, and you're trying to counter the opposite. That's exactly what JaMycal Hasty did. It's just a subtle move, a little jab step, little stutter and go, little out. But it's enough to get him free. And as a result, good pass again by Jimmy Garoppolo to get it there and get it done. And 2, with pressure in his face. So again, give a little bit of credit to Jimmy Garoppolo for getting this ball off. You got to like it. And I think this was one of the clips my buddy John posted. I don't know what happened with my buddy John. Him and Mike got some beef, but John always posts Mike's awful clips on the timeline, and I think this was one of them. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. And the reason why is he didn't like this rep by Mike McGlinchey. I mean, I get the rep. I understand what occurred here. Mike McGlinchey's got his kick step out. Number 99 actually takes his step toward McGlinchey to kind of give the illusion of a bull rush or a potential counter inside, but he's able to take that inside step and then watch him stem it out. So see this move? This is why McGlinchey's feet hesitate for a second. Kick step. He kind of hesitates. See that little side hop? The side hop needs to still be a kick step. The kick step needs to continue, but because of the first step by 99 here, that keys and clues McGlinchey like, okay, inside move might be coming. Inside counter might be coming. So that's why his feet stop for a second. It's because he's going to be cognizant of an inside move because you never want to get beat to the inside. That's the worst thing you can do as an offensive lineman, especially in pass protection. Just don't get beat to the inside. And so that's part of the reason what happens here is you got to give a little bit of credit to 99. Again, 99 tries to hit him with like the forklift move, but you can see he's trying to do a slap, a rip. He's trying to do it all. And then in this point, McGlinchey's just trying to get on him and ride him out. It's a good enough job. He got the ball out. That's all you can ask for. It's not going to be pretty all the time. It's not going to be beautiful all the time, but got it done enough. Got away with a little hold here. That's a veteran hold. Yep, you see that? Let it go. Got the little, hey, that's a veteran. That's a veteran move right there. That's a veteran move. Shout out McGlinch. Didn't get called. So you can choose to hate on this, or you can just understand this is part of the game within the game. And he got the veteran savvy right there, man. That was enough. The veteran savvy was enough. I'll take it. And if this is what we're showing as the bad play, then like, is he playing bad? No. So he's not. Mike had a really clean game this game, and I think that was one of his only miscues, and it wasn't even necessarily a miscue. But still, great job. Another example of Mike, since we're on Mike. Really, I think this is a little quick set. I like the quick set because I see confidence here. I think part of the thing with Mike that I picked up on is that he's been unconfident in this position, this exact position that he's in. He's been unconfident here. I think a big part of that is just because he was unconfident with some of his technique and his feet. And the reason why I was unconfident is he was just getting mixed up with inside moves, bull rush, outside speed. Those are the three options you can do right now, or you can do setup. You can set up one and counter to the other. And Mike was having a really hard time with that in 2020. But the thing that no one's talking about this year is how he's corrected that. And I think this is a really good example of how he's corrected that. Just look at how confident he is in his pass set. Like it snaps out, snap, boom, boom, boom. Feet are moving. Don't stop the feet. One of the things Mike has gotten in trouble with in the past, stopping the feet. Feet don't stop. His base is great. The angle he takes is great. The leverage he has is great. He gets his hands underneath, drives like beautiful. Look at it. He goes from this position to anchoring. So you see the anchor right here. He even gets pushed back a little bit and just anchors it. Bonk. Does a great job. I think Mike has done a phenomenal job. I think he really has. He's really improved. And I think that's one of the things that I think sucks so much about the stupid Mike McGlinchey narrative is that no one talks about how much he's improved. It's like they still carry the same narrative of 2020, but the problem is he's not the same player as 2020. He's a completely different player from 2020. Does he find himself in those instances of maybe falling into some of the old patterns of 2020? He has. Yes, he has, but not consistently. Those have been the outliers. When before last year, it kind of felt like what's going on with Mike. That's what it was, and he's really taken a step forward in his development, in his progress. And so that's why the narrative that surrounds Mike is kind of annoying at this point, because it's not accurate. It's just not. Will he get beat? Yeah, he'll get beat. Will it look bad sometimes? Yeah, it will. But we understand why once we break it down. Once we break it down and we see what's going on, it's very clear that at a certain point, you can just give some credit to the other team every once in a while. Like, you go up against JJ Watt, JJ Watt's probably going to make you look a little silly. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think he did really good. I think he did really good for the most part. Let's see. Let's do an Aiyuk slant. 14-14. So we got an Aiyuk slant here. Like this a lot. And I like Jimmy again. Just let it rip. Remember what I was talking about earlier when we watched the Sanu play and Jimmy hesitated a little bit and he essentially put it on Sanu late, and he put it like right, like there's a hole just like this, but he put the ball out here, which gave the defender time to meet, and it just made the play look really ugly, and it was an incomplete pass as a result, just because Jimmy Garoppolo didn't get to his hitch and throw. He didn't do that. Here's a perfect example of him doing that and what it looks like when you hit it with timing. Bang, 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 rip. Offensive linemen understand. And two, what are they bringing? So watch the stunt. This is also an example of the defense catching the 49ers offensive line sliding to the wrong side. So they actually slid to the right because they kind of baited them with this alignment, but they ended up bringing 36 and dropping 99 out. So watch as a result. Offensive line is going to slide to their right, but oh no, we are a little bit unaccounted for here because Alex Mack, you can see where his eyes are. He's over here, one hand up because Lincoln is going to take over for this block. That's why they're sliding to the wrong direction. If they were sliding to the left, Lincoln goes out here, Alex goes out here, and even Brunskill comes down, and then it's McGlinchey on an island. But as a result, they get a little mixed up, and it was good, I guess good on them for disguising it. But you can see right here, Lakin is kind of got a bail. He's not necessarily in position to get that block, but he just gets enough. And thankfully it was a quick developing play, like it's a quick hitter, quick slant, basically 3-step drop and hit it. So the timing on this play for the guys up front is about 2 seconds, if that, maybe second and a half. They're expecting this ball to get out quick. And so luckily they just do it and do a really good job. Again, Trent Williams being Trent Williams, all that good stuff. So again, this is an example. This happened because they slid the wrong direction. And again, from my understanding, quarterbacks are in charge of protections. So quarterback Jimmy is the one sliding these guys to the right. But again, it's just a really good design, good way to disguise what they were trying to do. And it actually worked. It worked. And thankfully, Aiyuk was open, or else that probably would have been a sack. So this is good. This is good, Jimmy. We like this, Jimmy. Boom, hit it, confident, bang, on the money. Got it right away. Boom. Good, Jimmy. Like that, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. Let's see more of that, Jimmy. What I really liked is they went to Aiyuk back to back. So you can see right here, they go, this is the very next play. Aiyuk's in the slot. They go back to back. Look at the middle of the field. Look at how open that is. Watch Aiyuk sell this too. Again, one of the things that have been a huge point of emphasis for the 49ers and Brandon Aiyuk is him setting up his routes. And him not doing that. Well, here's an example of him doing that, and you can see just the subtleties of selling the outside move, stemming it to the outside, just gets his watch the hips. Again, it's all in the hips. We want this DB to drift. We want that. Yes, drift to the outside. So that's what I love. I love that Brandon Aiyuk starts to sell like it's an outside, like he wants outside leverage, and then just cuts it. And that's a clean cut. And that's what we want to see out of Brandon Aiyuk. And not only does he get a clean cut, but he's able to also get north south quickly. And as a result, maybe gets about an extra 5 yards rather than just going down about right here because 38 comes and gets him. So I really like this by Brandon. I really like the sell to the outside. I like the clean jab inside, gets him wide open again. Watch the. This is what I liked about Brandon Aiyuk so much coming out of Arizona State was he was so good at manipulating guys with his routes. But we haven't seen that, which has been the weirdest thing. Is why haven't we seen that? That's what we saw as his rookie year that made him so good. He's an athletic guy, so he knows how to manipulate people with his speed and things like that. And this is what we want to see. We want to see the threat of the outside route, and then you just get this guy flowing and scared of it, and you cut it back inside. Beautiful. Good stuff. And obviously, we'll get a better angle of the throw here from Jimmy. But for the most part, good stuff. Again, what do we talk about? What do we talk about before that we didn't like? That we didn't like with that one Jimmy to Sanu throw, and the opposite of what we do like. It's the timing. You gotta be good with timing on slants. You gotta hit it and bang it. Like you can't wait. See, look, no hesitation. Remember, we watched his feet. They did the little up and down thing because he waited and paused. No pause. No pause. Absolutely no pause. It's not sus either. It's no pause, no sus. It's just beauty. Boom. Bang it on him. Bang it. Great throw. Great throw. In stride. This is what we want. Let's see more of this. Let's see more of this. Let's see more of this. Let's do more slants. Let's clear it out like this, just like this. And again, when you get JaMycal Hasty going, this tells you it's man. This tells you it's man coverage. So right away, Jimmy's like this should be every time Jimmy Garoppolo and Brandon Aiyuk come up to the line of scrimmage and they show man coverage and the middle of the field is open, it should be 100% the ball is going to Brandon Aiyuk, just like this. Every time. I would love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. Luke says, Brad, I think it's because of the evolution of his blocking game and maybe a little of his size. I think we get effort from here on out. I think so too. It seems like they broke through. I think they broke through. I think they had that coming to Jesus moment, as they say. And he's starting to understand it a little bit better. So it's really good to see because Aiyuk was all over the place. I got, what is this one? This one's I got Aiyuk knocked guy down. So let's see what Aiyuk knocked guy down means. Sometimes my notes get a little sketch when it's getting really late and I'm breaking down tape. So Aiyuk knocked down guy. What does that mean? Okay, no angle here. Oh, okay. More route running. I like this by Aiyuk. I like this one by Aiyuk. Again, look at this. So he's bailing right away. DB's bailing out. They're giving all the cushion in the world. I don't know. I wouldn't mind. So, I wouldn't mind an adjustment here. And again, this is why I said I'd love to sit down with Mike McDaniels and be like, what do you guys think when you see this? Like, if you see a DB bailing like that, pre-snap on Brandon Aiyuk, why aren't we just running like a 7 to 8 yard out and just get him the ball, boom, right here in space? There's no one on him. I don't know. That just seems like a really easy adjustment to make. Just like, oh, you're going to bail like this. They're going to roll coverage over to the left because they're afraid of the run game. I don't know. I would like to take advantage of that open space a little bit more. But again, what I like about this play is I like the physicality here. Bang! I like that. I like the speed. Again, they were talking about speed. This is definitely the most urgently we've seen Brandon Aiyuk run this year. He hasn't been running like this. It's been evident. There's evidence of it on tape of Brandon not running like this. And I love this ability because, again, he makes it look like he's just running his route and he just bangs him real quick. I like it. I like that. And then Debo comes and makes a phenomenal catch. Phenomenal catch. Phenomenal catch. Also, have to give credit to Jimmy here. Watch Jim. Watch Jim. Good job by the offensive line. So much time. So I think where Jimmy wanted to go with the ball was to plant here. Obviously, 97 gets in the way. Does a good job of actually creating some penetration. And I think Jim wanted to get the ball out here. Oops. I think Jim wanted their target and their aiming point was right here. But number 6 did a really good job of reading it and kind of bailing into that zone. And so he actually does a really good job of covering it up. But credit Debo for getting open, but I love the stones from Jimmy to make a throw with this is like, look at that. Like, Jimmy doesn't throw guys open. Jimmy's very conservative for the most part. If a guy's covered, he's going to come off that particular read to try and find someone else. He really doesn't throw guys open like this or really try to force feed balls. But the ability to understand, be on the same page with Debo, understand that there's a hole to our left as we're watching this, and to throw it into that hole, and then to have Debo come back for the football. This is pretty. I like this. This is teamwork. This is what practice is for. This is why they practice so much. Because when they stop this, what do? What's the next plan when they stop what you're trying to do? And this is it. They stopped it, and because these two guys are on the same page, they were able to complete it. Well, I like it. I like it. Absolutely like it. Good stuff, man. Like, again, there's a couple plays. I broke this down all last night. I was laughing out loud. I don't know if it's because it's like 12 o'clock at night, but just watching these guys on some of these plays, some of them just straight up demolished fools. And I'm sitting out here like a crazy person laughing at plays like this, like where Trent Williams tossing dudes. Like, it was just so funny to me. I don't know why it was in the moment, but I was just having so much fun watching these guys. I really was having a lot of fun. This one was an interesting read by it. So how I would have liked to see this is I would have liked to see them aim for the B gap. They aimed for the A gap. I mean, you look at Lakin's leverage, it makes sense. This does look like where they are. The hole should be, and they're trying to run. And I understand it. And you see Elijah Mitchell try to cut it back against the grain. I kind of would have liked to see that hole. Again, because you got a key on this guy. Elijah has to follow Juice. Juice makes the cut inside, but as a result, the hole becomes really tiny because Roquan Smith is really good at meeting blockers in the hole and making it really muddy. So it is what it is. It happens. It happens. It happens. Sup, coach? Sup, coach? Ooh, let's watch a Lincoln Tomlinson. My notes say textbook blocking TD Tomlinson pancake. All right, so I think that's me giving Tomlinson the credit here for the touchdown. Let's see. Should I be giving an offensive lineman credit for a touchdown? Let's see. See if my notes are right. Kinda. Not. This is a busted play. Jimmy actually talked about this play on the radio when he went on to Damon Bruce's show on 95.7. He was actually talking about how the timing was messed up, and he straight up just told Deebo Samuel to stop. And then he expected to kind of pitch it to Deebo, but it didn't really work out. And so he just decided to take it and run. Of course, it scores a touchdown. Look at Deebo, man. I think this is one of the things that just cracked me up. Like Deebo's reaction to Jimmy's touchdown. Watch. He looks back at the sideline like, what the hell, man? He said, you see what Jimmy just did? He said, look, you see this, man? You see what this dude just did? He just took the ball himself and scored. Look, he's not even celebrating. It's a touchdown. And Deebo's like, what the hell, man? I think it's hilarious. Because Deebo is supposed to get the ball here. Deebo is 100% supposed to get the ball here. Obviously, Jimmy calls an audible, takes it in himself. Look at Juice, man. Look at Juice on Roquan. Just absolutely riding his ass out. Get out of there, boy. Great block by Juice. Huge reason why Jimmy scores here. Huge reason why Jimmy scores is also to look at Alex Mack. Great job getting at the linebacker. Look where Jimmy scores. If Alex Mack doesn't get to second level here, Jimmy's getting destroyed by whoever this linebacker is. Like, let's say 6 is able just to, and look at Alex. Alex takes a great angle, beats him to the spot, makes the block a lot easier, and boom. But imagine if Alex doesn't get there. Imagine if 6 flows over the top. He's rocking Jimmy. He's ear-holing Jimmy right on that cut. Because if he's not there, that's a free shot. So blocked up really good. And again, Laken Tomlinson sets the tone. Beautiful pancake. Great reach block. Absolutely great reach block. Again, you even got the outside shade. So 91 has a little bit of an advantage. But look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. 91. Welcome to the turf. Courtesy Laken Tomlinson. Good job, Laken. Again, great blocking up front by everyone. Most importantly, I would have to say, of course, Trent Williams is important. Look at Trent Williams just destroying dudes. Trent Williams is a beast, man. Like, again, he grabs the top. He's aiming for the top of your shoulder pads because he's so strong and he's so big that this is Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn is not a slouch. Trent is making Robert Quinn look like a rookie, fresh off the boat. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, Trent's just manhandling guys, dude. Gives them the edge. And again, everyone else does the rest. Absolutely love it. I can't wait. Can't wait to get Kittle back in the mix. Can't wait to get Kittle back in the mix. Oh, 1607. Is this what I think it is? All right, guys, watch this pocket. Okay. Watch this pocket. Watch this pocket develop around Jimmy Garoppolo from this angle. This angle looks really cool because I think you get a little bit better idea of how a pocket is created. Watch McGlinchey and watch Trent Williams. So McGlinchey's guy is going to go outside speed. Trent Williams' guy is trying to go bull rush. And watch how the pocket works as a result. Trent stays underneath, but look at Mike ride the guy out. And then look at Jimmy. Just like it's like they both just revolve around Jimmy. And that's part of the awareness you have to have as an offensive lineman of knowing how deep your quarterback is in his drop. These are one of the things that we talked about with Trey. Like if this was Trey Lance, this is probably a sack. Like, this is probably a sack because Trey Lance has shown on tape, at least in this first start, that his average depth of drop was like 2 yards further back than what Jimmy Garoppolo does. So this very well, if this is Trey Lance, and again, we talk about why it's so important to have the reps with the offensive line is because they're blocking to a spot. They're blocking based on where Jimmy Garoppolo drops, not where Trey Lance drops. They're two completely different spots. And I want to express and show what happens when you know exactly where that spot is. Watch these two in the pocket just work around them because they know. They know exactly, like, look at where he stops. He knows where he has to stop. Mike knows where he has to ride this guy out. Like, and it just looks beautiful. And watch it just revolve around Jimmy. Jimmy would have loved to see Jimmy be a little bit more accurate here. But overall, I really liked this blocking here. I thought the angle was really pretty. I thought it was a cool way of showcasing like how a pocket is created around a quarterback and why you ride defensive ends out. This is textbook by Mike McGlinchey here. Absolutely textbook. Beautiful by both. And you can even see like people come down Mike McGlinchey's road for giving up this much depth. How many times have we seen it on the timeline of someone freaking out saying Mike McGlinchey's trash because he gives up some depth? Guess what? That's part of playing the offensive line. As long as you can anchor and stop before the point of where your quarterback is dropping, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Brunskill gets a bad rap for this. A lot of guys get a bad rap for this because a lot of people see this as getting owned and getting pushed back. It's a part of the position. If you can anchor, if you can get pushed back and anchor, that's all it takes. Great. Again, great pocket. Great pocket. Now, Jimmy, his if you look at his throwing motion, it's a little bit like he whips it out. Just kind of whoosh. And I don't think it goes exactly where he wants it to go. I don't know if this little hold here is the difference in Debo catching this. It's really close. It's really close. But I mean, I think we can all agree that by NFL standards, that's not an accurate ball. Now, is it because of Debo? Is it because of Jimmy? I don't know. I don't know if it was because that little hold there. But though that's a really hard ball to expect your 5'10 receivers to catch. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Love to get that touchdown there, though. It was a great opportunity. Absolutely great opportunity. He heard the footsteps. He heard it. But see, that's part of the thing I think with Jimmy too. It's like he had room. He could have kind of stood up a little bit, stepped up into the pocket a little bit. You'll see right here, like there's a lot of space to go up. Definitely. So he could even escaped out this way too. But it is what it is. It was close. But you could tell his arm angle is different. He just kind of like it's like he like when you like skip a rock, you're at the lake and you find a nice flat rock and you try and skip it. You try and like, you kind of sidearm it because you want the rock flat to the water. That's kind of what that looks like. He just kind of like sidearm chucks it to get it out quick. And as a result, it's about a foot off. And again, with Jimmy, his accuracy is it's off by like a foot. Like when he has accuracy issues, this is what they look like. They're either too far out in front, they're a little too high, or they're a little too far behind. That's about it. He really doesn't throw crazy inaccurate passes. It's the you gotta have it accuracy passes that he sometimes can sail on him. Again, watch the throwing movement. It's just not typical. Probably could have took more of a step at Debo. You see, he doesn't really step. He watch, he does this picks his back foot up. You see that? The plant, and then throws. No one throws like that. If you throw a baseball, if you throw a football, you're always stepping forward with this front foot. You're always trying to step at your target, and then you push off the back, step onto your front, follow through. He just tried to whip it out. No pause. Try to whip it out. Didn't really get there. It's close. It's close. It was close. That's a throw a non-NFL QB could make. I could make that throw. I'm not going to lie. I could absolutely make that throw. Coach says, you're right, Brad. Jimmy sacrifices accuracy for quick release. He's so preoccupied with letting the ball go as fast as possible. He often misses his receivers. It sucks. Yeah, he does. But I felt like he got better at it this game. It wasn't as crazy before. Or at least as bad as it's been in other games. Now, like I said, we've seen, we're probably at like 3 or 4 examples of Jimmy needing to be a little bit better with his accuracy. But still, like a play like this, I was watching this play and I just kept watching and I'm like, how did he get it over this guy's hand? Because watch 99. 99's right there. And this is part of the design. It's a screen. If they're going to rush up field, let them rush up field. That's what you're supposed to do as an offensive lineman. The blocking here, if you are going to block, it's literally less than a second. Watch Lakin. Hands on, he's gone. That's the function of doing this type of play. But 99 almost gets there. And somehow Jimmy Garoppolo is able to get it. Like, it looks like it goes through his hand. I don't even understand how 99 didn't bat this thing down. But he didn't. Aiyuk gets it. And if we get a little bit cleaner block here, by Juice, because obviously Juice is on his track. They read it quick, which affects the angle that he's trying to block, which means it affects the leverage, forces Aiyuk to do this little bounce cut right there, that little get out the way. But unfortunately, that little get out the way gets this guy in position to make the play. So I actually don't fault Mike too much. I think he was in the right spot. Let's watch Mike again. So we've broken down plays like this from McGlinchey before in the past. And where my big thing with Mike was why he missed these blocks out in space was because he fell off his track. He did not trust the track. So when I say track, all these guys running, these offensive linemen, Laken Tomlinson, Brunskill, McGlinch, Mack, they're all on an invisible track that they practice day in and day out when they're doing this. McGlinchey does a good job of staying on his track because this guy should not be going all the way inside like this. We know why he went inside. But unfortunately, it gets Mike in a bad spot because the ball carrier goes to the wrong spot. So I see someone right here saying, I think McGlinchey blocked the wrong guy. No, he's actually in really good position. I'm an offensive line coach. I'm like, don't change, Mike. I'm like, do this every time. Get on your track, run to your spot. It's up to the guys with the ball in their hands to put those defenders in a position to block. And so like I said, it's not designed for Brandon to do this like insane like hop step, like basically like 5 yards inward that puts Mike McGlinchey in a wrong spot. So, because imagine, like, look at this leverage. If you take Brandon Aiyuk and you transport him to being right here, like literally 3 yards over, if you just take Aiyuk right here and go, I'm going to move you right here. If you just do that, if he just goes, boom, this is damn near house call. It's one-on-one with Aiyuk and 38. That's how close this was to bouncing. was very close. But this move that he made, obviously, to try and get outside of 20, it actually put him in right into harm's way. So that comes with experience. That comes with a little bit better timing. Obviously, this all started with the angle that 20 took. It changed his angle, and so you can kind of see. But this is, like I said, if Mike is my understudy, I'm the offensive line coach, and we're teaching the fundamentals of getting out in space on screens. I don't want my offensive lineman headhunting. I don't want my offensive lineman headhunting. I want my offensive lineman on tracks. And if you come into their space, then you block them, because that takes a lot of the thought process out of it for these guys. Again, you get a 330 pounder in space against a guy who's very athletic. You start thinking about, is he going to undercut me? Is he going to go over the top? Is he going to juke me? And when you start doing that, you start slowing down, you start chopping down, and you put yourself in a position where you can get beat. So, and we've seen Mike do that, where he starts to chop down and he starts to affect his angle in the track that he was on. Don't do that. Stay on your track. It's up to the ball carrier to be in the correct spot and be able to leverage the blocks properly. I think that's a good spot for Mike to be in, because, like I said, if this is exactly how it's intended to be, where Aiyuk going north-south right here instead of going east-west, see that, east-west? If he's going north-south right here, Mike is in perfect position. But look, he sees him go east-west. So he is reacting to the ball carrier. This is not on Mike, and this is the fatal flaw a lot of fans have when they watch this stuff and they're like, "Oh, Mike didn't block. He blocked the wrong guy." Nah, look, 44 is Mike does not have eyes in the back of his head. He's running to a spot. He's running on his track. Perfect. He doesn't veer, he doesn't fade off. He's on point. Ball carrier has to take responsibility for this. You got to set up your blocks. Got to set up your blocks better. It's all good. It's all good. What does Luke say? Luke says, "Can we take a second to remember the vibes that Jimmy would have been sacked 10 times if he was playing AZ? Let's see, because I'm not on that train." I mean, there were definitely instances where I think Jimmy would have gotten sacked. I think that first play where Trey Lance bails out, I think he would have got sacked on that play. But there is a perfect counter to that where Trent or McGlinchey set his depth in his pass set, and you can see it's two yards off of where the depth is for Trey Lance, which means it went from being a good pass block to all of a sudden the rush angle is wide open. So there's definitely instances back and forth. But I don't think it's as hot. I don't think either narrative is as clean as everyone makes it sound. I think Jimmy would have gotten sacked where Trey Lance didn't, and I think Trey Lance got himself in trouble where Jimmy wouldn't, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? They're both equally they were both equally involved. It's Kenny F. and Powers. I love that show. Goated show. Goated. Let's see here. All right, well, we got some numbers in here. It took a while to get up to about 70, but appreciate you guys hopping in and joining. Sourdough Squad, as always, representing. We see you guys in the chat. It doesn't matter. We don't care if it's 250 in here or 50, because if it's 50, we know the GOAT Squad is in the building. Goats, hey, you guys grinded us out yesterday. You guys grinded us out, I think, to like 170 likes on Jason and I's live yesterday. You guys were grinding us and getting us likes. That was fire. We got a lot of likes on. We had a good amount of likes on that live, and that was because of the Sourdough Squad. Was grinding it out in the chat. We saw you guys. That was funny. That was funny. All right, so this is the screenplay. The screenplay heard round the world. Here's a good look at it. This play does not happen without blocking by Alex Mack. Like, look at where Alex. So he started on the 15, 10, 20, 25, and gets rolled up on. But still, look at Alex, man. What a savage. What a savage. And then Trent Williams, too. Like, we talked about the same exact thing with Mike. We just talked about this with Mike. But this is the difference between Trent Williams and Mike. No one's like Trent Williams. No one is like Trent Williams. This is the same exact example, right? It's like the same exact play to the opposite side. You have your guys on their track. They're running on their track. They're not running to a person. They're running to a spot. And if you get in their spot, then they're gonna come get you. Remember 44? He did the same exact thing to Mike and almost gets there. He almost got Trent, but because Trent's a freak, like look at the way Trent is able to pivot, spin, and guys, this is crazy. Like Trent is a different animal. It's the same play that we just watched on the opposite side. It's the same play. We just broke it down with McGlinchey. Like I said, McGlinchey ran to the spot. He did his job. 44 did the same thing to McGlinchey. Same thing. But the difference is you get more of a north-south from Debo. Biggest difference. You get a north-south from Debo rather than a big kind of like hop step. You get a nice north-south, and then he's on his horses. Gets past this first block. This was the block that unfortunately stuffed it on the other side. But look at Aiyuk. Look at Aiyuk. I'll take that. Is that a pancake? I don't know. I'll call it a pancake just for you, Aiyuk. I'll take it. Square up. Square up. So this is how it goes. You get the block kick out here from Dwell. You get the seal from Trent. You get the little stock block with the mini pancake. I'll call those mini pancakes. That was a mini pancake by you. Still, effort is appreciated. And then, of course, the GOAT. Look at Alex. Let's watch Alex. Just watch Alex only. Number 50. Look at him. Run to your spot. Stay on track. Stay on track. Do you notice how he stayed? He wasn't chasing his guy. He was running to a spot. Stay on your track. Stay on your track. Stay on your track. And shout out Deebo Samuel for setting up your block. And that's the thing. This is exactly how it should be because these offensive linemen don't have holes in the back of their head where they can see who's running behind them. They have to stay running in a straight direction. And it's up to the ball carrier to suck the defender into the blocker. And this is exactly what he does very well. He does it right here for Aiyuk, runs towards Aiyuk, stays in between. Once you get past there, it's off to Alex Mack and sets Alex Mack up for 37 to go right into him. So a lot of this the credit here goes to Deebo too for setting up his blocks. And then look at this guy. This is the crucial block that sprung the touchdown because if 22 makes his tackle, like this guy has enough speed to close that down. But look at how affected he is by Sanu. He doesn't even try to hit Sanu. He gives up. 22 straight up gives up and just says, you know what? It is what it is. Someone else can tackle him. But shout out Sanu for this effort to just wall him off. Just wall him off. I like the effort by 36 there. I like this. Shout out 36, man. I'll take 36 on our team. I don't know who that is, but this is a kind of effort I like. Now, again, he saved a touchdown. Like, he's the only one grinding out right here. I mean, 37's working too. 22 gave up the second he saw Sanu. The second he saw Sanu, said, I'm done. 36 grinded this out. Hey, 36, I'll take that effort. You want to play special teams for us? I'll take it. Come play special teams for us. I like that effort by 36. Hey, sometimes that's all it takes. If they had a good defense and they kept the 49ers out from scoring 6 points, you're looking at 36, and you're tipping your cap to number 36 for that effort. So it's pretty solid. Pretty solid effort. Let's see. What other ones do we got? Big Elijah run. Should we watch a big Elijah run? I haven't watched too many of the Elijah hitters. Let's watch an Elijah hitter. Here's the Elijah hitter. Let's watch the Elijah hitter. Look at Aiyuk. Look at Aiyuk, man. Look at this guy. That's what I like from Brandon Aiyuk. This play I really liked from Brandon Aiyuk, because not only does he get the block here initially, right here, like, see, he's got the block. He's able to get in between him and the defender. He's able to ride it out. But right here, so look, right here, you try and pause it. So right here, Elijah Mitchell's gone. Like, Elijah Mitchell, he's about 5-7 yards away at this point. He's about 5-7 yards away at this point. But watch the next gear. And this is what everyone keeps talking about. This is what everyone keeps pointing to when talking about Brandon Aiyuk and the effort. Because, again, you can give up and still get credit for the block. Aiyuk could literally let go, and we'd still pat him on the butt once he comes off the field. But then look at this. So these are the small things. Like, these are the small things. Like, if I'm a coach, if I'm coaching, I'm looking at this dude like, man, you just made me so happy. I feel like a proud papa. I feel like a proud papa to see my wide receiver blocking his tail off and driving his guy down the sideline again. Elijah Mitchell was going a different direction. He already got the block. He did his job. He's already got him. He blocks him here, walls him out. He could let go and just move on with his life. But he doesn't. No, he actually turns on another gear. He actually turns on another gear and just keeps riding 22 out the club. Small things, small efforts pay off immensely for coaches. Coaches, these are the things. When you hear McDaniels talk about the small things, when you hear Shanahan talk about the small things, when you hear any of these veterans talk about the small things, this is the small things. He got the block. Like, the actual job was successful. That's the good part. This is the small stuff of riding his ass down the field that everyone goes, all right, okay, we like that. That's what we want to see. So absolutely love to see it. Now let's focus on the blocking, because the blocking was really good. Blocking was really good here. Charlie Warner, of course, in tandem with Juice. Absolutely beautiful. What you love about it is Charlie Warner knows he's going to get some help from Juice. Juice helps him wall this out and basically ride this out. And then 33 gets caught up, or 36 gets caught in the wash. And look at the hole. Just whoop. And you see how quickly it closed? You see how quickly it opened and how quickly it closed. This is why timing is so important. This is why the running game has struggled, even with Elijah Mitchell early. The timing matters. Timing matters so much. And this is perfect timing. You see the way he's a little bit hesitant. He's just kind of waiting, then bursts. Waiting, bursts. This is Raheem Mostert-esque. This is what made Raheem Mostert super special. Now, this isn't just like Raheem, and it's not there yet, but it's the change of gear. It's the change of gear once the hole is exposed. Get through it and boom, just burst through. And watch how quickly it closed behind him. Just whoop. Look at this pile of meat. If he was a second later, if a Mitchell was a second later, he runs into a wall and nothing happens. It looks like a terrible play. But because of the timing, the gear, pop it into gear, boom, burst through that hole. You see it right here. You see the foot speed and you see the burst. Love it. Absolutely love it. This was one of the, I showed this on the thread too. Here's another example of Trent Williams playing offensive line like a defensive lineman. I've never seen it. I've never seen anyone coach an offensive lineman to swipe hands. When I say swipe hands, this is a D lineman move. This isn't a part of any offensive lineman's technique. This is a defensive lineman technique that's called clubbing. It's called, they hit you with the club or they hit you with the rip. Same concept. Club rip. Same concept. This is what defensive linemen do. Because what are defensive linemen trying to do? They're trying to manipulate your hands. They're trying to manipulate your hands, and as a result, they are trying to get your hands off them so they can get free. Look at that. Look at that. Who's swiping? Who's swiping? Normally you're punching. Normally you're punching here. You're not swiping. But also, too, the other thing that I would say typical offensive linemen do is they attack here. They go straight to Roquan Smith. They don't play patty cake. You don't play patty cake with Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith is a good linebacker. No one's playing patty cake with Roquan Smith. Like, look at his angle of his feet. He's shuffling. His feet are not driving forward. He goes from driving forward, see that, to a shuffle. Swipes, gets hands, and just bodies. Like ragdolls him. Just ragdolls him. Like almost gets a double block. Almost gets block on 99. If he clipped 99 and knocked 99 on his ass, this probably would have been the best block of the year. This probably would have been the best block of the year if he was able to slam Roquan Smith like this, get up and get a piece of that shoulder and send 99 spinning like a helicopter. It would have been the best block of it. It probably would have been the best block of the year. But this is what makes Trent Williams different. He just toys with people. This is one of the best young linebackers in the NFL. Just toying with him. I'm just going to swipe your hands. I'm not attacking you. I'm waiting for you to attack me, because once you attack me and engage me, I'm flipping you. Like, dude, I'm telling you guys, no one does this. No one does this. No one does this. No one does this. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Guys, we are watching the most elite left tackle play ever to exist. I hope you guys recognize the greatness that is in front of us. This is the most elite left tackle blocking we've ever seen. There's no one else like this. There's not. There's no one. There's no one. I'm sorry. Everyone else across the board, you get a nice reach block here from Lakin. They run right off his ass. You get Mac get to second level. You see get to 44 here. That is huge because 44 If Mac doesn't get home, 44 has a clear shot at Elijah Mitchell right here. Of course, Trent does the work, and then you get run skill trying to reach here. That's all. That's good enough job. Gets the job done. All he needed to do. And then Mike out there looking for work. uh, the little shove helps get 20 on the ground. I'll take it. More so, 58 got him on the ground. But yeah, Trent Williams. Trent Williams is absolutely one of a kind. I don't think there's anyone else out there that plays football like him. Not even close. Let's see what else we got. All right, we got a couple more. What was this one? I don't think it worked out well. Good block by Mike. Like this block by Mike. But what had happened here? Charlie. Charlie had a good game. He did. He got beat right here, though. So Charlie can't give this leverage. See how his hips are like on the inside? You gotta roll those hips to the outside. His tuchus, that butt needs to be over here. So because he's not there, 99 breaks free because obviously Elijah's running wide. Oh, okay. So you guys tell me what do you think of this? I was looking at this last night, and I think Juice hit the wrong guy. I think if Juice was to hit, so see, there's three hats right here, right? See, there's 1, 2, 3. So clearly one guy's in the middle. Juice hits 99, which is the furthest up, which gives Roquan Smith a free shot. I truly believe if Juice hits Roquan right here in the middle, all three of these guys go down. I feel like if Juice hits Roquan Smith right here in the middle, because 36 he's being affected by Jawan Jennings, so he's already kind of cutting it behind Roquan. And then I think if instead of hitting 99, if he hits 58, all three of them go down. All three of them go down. Not only do all three of them go down, look at the lane. Look at the lane off Mike McGlinchey. So I think there were one, like, I get it. Like, it wasn't, that's a hard play to make in a split second. But I think if Juice hits Roquan in the middle, all three of these guys go down and go down hard. And then you get a beautiful hole, and that's damn near house call. But again, that's why it's important. This is why we've talked about the tight end position ad nauseum on this channel, because we've been spoiled clearly with George Kittle making these blocks day in and day out. Because George Kittle hooks this, guess what? 99's not a problem. And then guess who Juice is hitting? Juice is hitting 58 because that's his guy. So Juice hits 58, takes care of 30 as a result. It's a touchdown. We talk about it all the damn time. One block away. This is one block away from being a touchdown. And that block start and stops with the tight end. And when you run so much outside, like this is a pitch, they run pitch all the time. They ran pitch literally nonstop this game. And when you can get the edge here with the tight end, it changes the blocking everywhere else. But because you don't get the blocking here, it forces Juice to get the wrong guy. And then Juice's guy ends up making the tackle. But really could have hit for a big one. This one, I think, is the Hasty route, right? Hasty's got good routes, man. Hasty's really good in space. Or I'm sorry. I keep saying space. He's good in a phone booth. He's good in no space. JaMycal Hasty is really good with very limited space. He doesn't have long speed, but he has short speed. And just look at, he's got this suddenness to him that this DN had no shot. No shot. Great catch to go up and get it too. A little high, still got it though. Got it, made a great play as a result. This is why JaMycal Hasty is the third down back for the 49ers. A lot of people weren't happy to see him get a lot of run over Trey Sermon, but there's a reason he gets run over Trey Sermon. He does this consistently all the time. So you love to see it. But overall, the offensive performance was really good. It was really good. They still have a lot to clean up. Now, there are a lot of runs that didn't hit. There was a good amount of runs that were, again, one block away, and the thing busts. So they're still not perfect yet, but plays like this, these kinds of plays are going to keep coming. If they can keep blocking stuff up like this, again, good things are going to happen. This was the Aiyuk play that's gone viral. We broke it down. I think it was on Tuesday. I think we broke this play down on Tuesday. This is the one where I got stupid hyped because of the effort by Brandon Aiyuk. Again, this is the one you get Brandon Aiyuk, runs all the way across the field, gets the block. You get an extra 10 yards for Brandon. Everyone's out here moving. Again, Charlie Warner and Juice are responsible for getting this guy on the ground. He gets back up. And again, he's also responsible for clearing out some space and getting him more yards. So this is effort. It's pure effort. We talked about this play. We broke it down. I said I would have loved to see this angle hit. Would have loved to really see Elijah just bang it through this hole rather than trying to get outside of Warner. Because again, when you don't read your blocks properly, look at the leverage and how it changes defenders. Because I really think that's what you don't have, again, he doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. He expects Mitchell to be running off his ass, but he's not. That's why it's like, oh, is he turning him into the block? No, just kind of a bad angle a little bit. But Elijah Mitchell's so good, he's able to cut it back and make it work. And it actually kind of works with the timing because it gets Brandon over here to get the block. You get Mac getting to the second level. Again, this play doesn't work either without Williams riding it out, without Tomlinson. Look at Mac, pick up number 38. This is good stuff all the way around. Everyone did good job here. Everyone did a good job here. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And so if the 49ers can play like this, you know what I mean? If they can play like this against Arizona, I see you guys talking about Arizona in the chat. Absolutely. I think they can beat them. I think they can beat them if they do stuff like this. If everyone's blocking, if everyone is working together, like these guys up front, I say it all the time. Everyone wants to bag on the center. Everyone wants to bag on the right side of the offensive line. You can win with this offensive line. They are not playing that bad that everyone makes it seem. It's just the unfortunate negative stigma that this fan base has for loving to crap on their offensive linemen. They're doing their job for the most part. Now, are they going to be perfect? No, they're not. And here's a perfect example of that not being perfect. Here's our GOAT and our king, Trent Williams, getting beat, which means that affects Brunskill's pull, and it gets stuffed as a result because how Brunskill is reading this. When he pulls out, he's already seeing this guy as a threat. He won. He beat the double team right here. He beat Trent. Trent got swimmed. Rare. Really, really rare. But Trent got swimmed. Look, almost takes him to the ground. Brunskill feels that the biggest threat is this guy, so he goes right there. But in reality, that's not where Brunskill wants to go. Brunskill wants to turn this up and get in the hole right here. But this guy getting beat by, again, everyone gets beat. Look at Trent. Look at our GOAT. Best offensive lineman damn near ever to play. Hey, they get beat too. Like that. And that's what I think the biggest problem with the people who don't know how to evaluate offensive line but speak on the offensive line. It's like, this is going to happen. This is going to happen to you. It doesn't matter if you are the best offensive lineman to ever play the game, which Trent Williams probably is. This is going to happen to you because there are other guys on the other side of the ball that are good and have a bag of moves as well. So I just think it's interesting. I just like to point out when Trent doesn't have a great play, not because to crap on Trent, just to showcase the best tackles in the NFL get beat too. It's not just the right side that everyone else makes it seem to be. So that's my soapbox thing. All right. This was a good run. This actually this is, I think, a good play for us to end it on too. This was one of my favorite runs of the game. And you'll see why here in a second. If it is the one I think it is. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. I lied. It's not. It's not the one I was thinking of, although it was blocked up well. It was blocked up well. With this, like, Mike wants to get him. He cuts under. Typically, that's fine based on the way angles work, but Roquan Smith is really athletic. You can see the speed that Roquan has. Roquan's a little bit different, but still, I don't mind the rules of what was executed here. Juice, great block. Again, look at this guy out here blocking. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. And then, guess what? They're human too. They're human too. What happened? Let's see. You got a beautiful swim move by Akeem Hicks. And aha. So this is the game within the game. Alex Mack tries to come off to Roquan. 91 says nope. He grabbed onto Alex Mack and didn't let Alex get free. So this is one of the things that defensive linemen do to offensive linemen all the damn time. It's freaking annoying as hell. They grab onto you so you can't you can't release and you can't block your assignment. His main goal, he understands the concepts that are coming at him. He understands they're going to double the backer. They understand. So as a result, he's like, I'm not going to let you get to my backer. This is why we always talk about it's super important when defensive linemen can occupy two blockers, because when you can occupy two blockers, that leaves your linebackers to roam free. So kind of starts here. It's a combination of penetration from Brunskill and then Roquan Smith getting in there really fast. You can see like they were in there before this thing even started. So it happens. It happens. That's life of playing offensive line. Life of playing offensive line. But like I said, these guys were pretty damn good. pretty damn good for the most part. There's still things to correct. There's still things to get better, but they played a pretty clean game for the most part. Again, everyone's going to have miscues, things of that nature, and all that good stuff. So this was interesting. This is an interesting point, Luke. We have not seen Elijah Mitchell used as a threat out of the backfield. And to be honest, I don't know why. Because so in training camp, when I was at training camp, the 49ers would always run running back, tight end, linebacker, and safety one-on-ones right in front of us. The DB and wide receiver one-on-ones were always on the far side of the field, but they would always run. So it would be one-on-ones, but running back versus linebacker. Or it'd be one-on-one, running back versus tight end. Or I'm sorry, tight end versus safety. And then that's how they would do the one-on-ones on our portion of the field. And Elijah Mitchell, I'm not lying. No one on our team could guard Elijah Mitchell out of the backfield one-on-one. He won probably every rep. In regards to like his movement ability, obviously he's got the cutting ability. He showed me in training camp that he could absolutely be a threat out of the backfield. Number two, okay, well then what is the thing that you look at, like in this example when you have JaMycal Hasty running routes? Why is JaMycal Hasty the third down back? I think a big part of why JaMycal Hasty is the third down back is because he's really good at blitz pickup. He knows his assignments. He's not the best blocker, JaMycal, but he's really good at as knowing his assignments and knowing blitz pickup. He's really damn good at it, which is why I think he finds himself in these opportunities all the time, is because he is really good at that. He's not only good as a pass blocker, JaMycal Hasty, that is, but he has good route running ability too. But again, that to me is more just about the role that they're playing. I think Elijah Mitchell could absolutely be the third down back. Like if all things were envisioned like we had imagined this offseason, with maybe Trey, like say Mostert gets hurt, I think we all would have kind of thought that Trey Sermon would be the kind of base down back, right? The guy who gets up first, runs it first and second, and maybe Elijah Mitchell at this point would be the third down back, making catches out of the backfield, things like that. Because again, too, I don't think pass blocking is really that big of an issue. I think Elijah Mitchell had one of the best blocks of training camp. He had one of the best blocks of training camp, and it was on Dre Greenlaw, and it was a one-on-one pass blocking drill. So it was he wasn't running a route. It was Dre Greenlaw. You know, that's where they block. They have the upside down trash can behind them. That's the quarterback in the pocket, and you work around the quarterback. So Elijah Mitchell, dude, planted Dre Greenlaw on his back, like absolutely pancaked Dre Greenlaw on a pass blocking drill, and it was like one of the most clean but disrespectful pancakes. And Dre Greenlaw was not happy, but that was a rookie, man. That was rookie Elijah Mitchell. So I don't know. I don't know why they don't use him in that role. It could just literally be more about that, just about what role they envision each one of these guys. Again, they probably don't want to overload the rookie. They want the rookie focusing just on running, just on reading lanes, reading his blocks, because when you start getting into blitz pickup is so hard. Blitz pickup is so hard, especially when they muddy it at the line of scrimmage. So you have to have cerebral backs who know what the offensive linemen are doing. And so once you know what the offensive line is doing, then you filter in and you pick up that guy who's going to be free. And sometimes it's a guy coming straight up the A gap. Sometimes it's a guy looping around last second. It can be so many different variables of who you have to pick up. And I think having the experience that JaMycal Hasty has, I think it puts him in a good position. I mean, obviously they have him running out into the flat like this more often than not, but it's my very, very long answer to the why isn't JaMycal Hasty used in passing situations? I don't know. That's the short answer. I don't know. He showed it at camp. He's shown the ability. The ability's there. Like I said, could just be they don't want to put him in that position. Maybe they don't trust him in blitz pickup 100% yet. I don't know. We'll see. But I absolutely think Elijah Mitchell is capable to make. I mean, think about it. Get Elijah Mitchell out in some more screens. Get him out in space. Elijah Mitchell is pretty dang good when you get him out in space. So we'll see. We'll see. But like I said, overall, this was some fun tape to break down. Like even things like this, we broke this down on Tuesday. We know why this didn't work. This is the play that they've had multiple highlights off this exact play, this game. This is just the one time they didn't account for 33, and as a result, 33 makes a play. But this is on Warner and Juice. You saw the instances where they have done it. So overall, great tape, absolutely great tape. Trent Williams, monster. Some of the best tape available from that guy. If you like offensive line play, that guy's the real deal. He's absolutely insane. And I think that's the biggest thing that I'm just going to keep hitting home on with this team is that Trent Williams is playing at like a top 10 level out of any player, out of any position in the NFL. Like that's how good he's playing. And I know it's hard for people to really quantify offensive line play just because if I get it, like the only reason I get it is because I played offensive line and I played offensive line in college and yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're out here. The only reason I know is because I've done it and I know what the expectations are. I know what the rules of playing offensive lineman are or being an offensive lineman is. I know what the expectation is. I know what's not acceptable. I know what is borderline acceptable. Like I know all those small nuances that a lot of people just don't know because you haven't played the position, and that's not at any fault to you. Offensive line is such a nuanced position with a ton of variables that are outside of your control, like the guys running behind you and the guys you're trying to block in front of you. There's so many variables. There's so many variables. But one of the key things that we're watching Trent Williams be the best offensive lineman to possibly ever step foot on a football field. Like, again, we broke down this play. He shouldn't have been able to make that block. Trent Williams is just playing at a completely different level than anyone else in the NFL right now. So, again, want to hit that home of how good Trent Williams is playing. He is right now. We know what the grades are. You know, we've seen the grades. We've seen the stats or whatever kind of stats they use to grade offensive linemen. You can throw that out the window. Just watch the tape. The tape tells you. The tape tells you how freaking good this guy is. Like, it's unbelievable. Again, watch him just collapse. The ability to collapse a side like this. Again, he's knocking over Tomlinson. He does this time and time again. Tomlinson is on his stomach half the time because Trent Williams is demolishing people. It's just a weird play. They didn't block 94. It is what it is. But still, Trent's doing his job. So Trent is a savage. Biggest takeaway from the tape. we're watching goated offensive line play, and it's a lot of fun. And it's fun to see the skill positions kind of pick it up, because to be honest, this has been what we've been watching. The offensive line has been doing an okay job all year. They have been doing serviceable enough jobs. It's the tight ends, it's the receivers, it's the running backs, it's the quarterbacks. Now, of course, there are going to be blatant miscues by the offensive line, and we see those when they happen. But it's all those other times the plays don't work. The offensive line's been doing their job. So want to give those guys the credit they deserve. Um, but what's really, really great about this tape is that it feels like the 49ers have a lot to build off of. There's a lot to take into the Arizona game. Again, going back home. Um, I feel like this pitch, this outside run, is a little bit of that bread and butter play right now for them. And if they can continue to hone in on it, and again, you now get George Kittle out there on the edge working in tandem with Juice. I think it could look even better. So really, really excited about the trajectory of this team. I feel good about this game against Arizona. Again, it all hinges on this momentum, taking this momentum and building off of it, not just carrying it, but building off of it. Now build that next level on top of it of execution, that next level of energy on top of it. And if they can do that, the 49ers absolutely have a shot at beating the Cardinals 100%. So that's what they got to do 100%. All right, I'm going to end it on there. We almost did a 2-hour film session. It actually might have been 2 hours if you consider I was doing one before the press conferences hit, and then we had to reset a little bit. But I can do this all day. We could literally, one of these days, we'll probably have to break down every play, start to finish together. It will take us probably 4.5 hours, because so just to give you guys an idea, when I do my tape study and I do all my notes, it takes me probably over 4 hours just to watch 30 minutes worth of tape. To give you an idea of how many times I'm rewinding it and watching it. So we could do like a full front to back tape review, probably take half a day. But it's a lot of fun. I could do this stuff all day. But on that note, I'm gonna head out, guys. It's been a blast. I appreciate all you guys who stuck through the whole time. I see some new people in here. I haven't really been super involved in the chat, breaking it down, but I do see some of the new people in here. Welcome. I see you mingling in with the Sourdough Squad. As always, guys, huge help when you smash that like button, hit that subscribe, all that good stuff. We're coming back with more tomorrow. Yeah, let's go eat. Hopefully come back with some defensive tape tomorrow. We're TBD on that. But I will have Jordan Elliott back tomorrow. So as you know, Jordan Elliott from Niners Nation, he will be back, and we will break down both Bears and Cardinals matchup, and it's gonna be a lot of fun tomorrow. So tap in for that. Keep an eye out. But until then, you guys be